As someone who's been reporting on China-Africa relations for 8 years, covering the latest edition of China-Africa Economic and Trade Expo in Changsha was a dream come true. Launched in 2019, the biennial event is the largest trade expo between China and Africa. And for me, this was a truly eye-opening experience. An opportunity to feel the pulse of China-Africa cooperation in motion. It's not just about high-level meetings or multi-million-dollar deals. It's also about small-scale businesses, grassroots entrepreneurs, and individuals coming together to explore opportunities, connect, and grow. This is China-Africa Talk. I'm Gao Junya. In this episode, I'll take you behind the scenes of the Expo. You'll hear from African business representatives on the ground, people building real connections with Chinese partners.
Swelling. It's very good for inflammation, stiff joints. Good for your skin, good for sleeping.
Kevin Bonner is the business development manager at Indian Ocean Export Company, a South African firm specializing in exports and international brand development. He is at the Expo for the first time, promoting a South African favorite, rooibos tea. What's it like to promote a foreign tea in China, the country of tea?
I'm here today representing a product that I launched into China 5 years ago called Freshback Rooibos Tea, and we've come through here to support our distributor. The Chinese tea market, as we know, is enormous. I mean, tea originated from China, if I'm not mistaken. That's kind of how the trade started. So it was quite a daunting prospect for us to think about even putting tea into China. But we have an amazing herb, if I can call it that, in South Africa, called rooibos, which is Afrikaans, which is one of our 14 different languages, for red bush. It was a bush that the traditional Khoisan people, who almost were the first people in South Africa thousands of years ago, used to use this particular bush for herbal medicines. So they would drink it to alleviate aches and pains. They would crush it up to put it into wounds. As time progressed, the rooibos was then introduced in many, many different forms and culminating now in teas, in hand creams, and things like that because of its healing effects. So Freshpack Rooibos is the biggest company in South Africa to manufacture rooibos tea. And we distribute this to many countries, the UK, America, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, obviously all the way through Africa. It's a very versatile, we call it a tea, but I would almost want to call it a herbal drink here in China. I'd like to think it's right up there with kind of like the Chinese remedy medicines, the teas that you drink here, which are designed around it. And the reason being is because it's natural. No preservatives, no sugar. It has no caffeine. So it's very good for old people and young people. Like children can drink it because it is so natural. We don't blend our tea with anything. It is 100% rooibos tea, conveniently packaged in a single serving that you just put with hot water. You can then drink it hot, or you can wait for it to cool and drink it cold. You can add your botanicals like lemon or pomegranate, anything like that to flavor the tea should you wish.
Mm-hmm. So we can actually find it here in the Chinese market.
Quite right.
It's in the Chinese
So
market.
if anybody's looking for it, it's available on the e-commerce platform, and I apologize, I'm hoping I'm going to say it right, Taobao, which is obviously the Alibaba, China Alibaba. And so we're encouraging everybody to go into Taobao and try it out. You know, it's delicious. This is the number one selling tea in South Africa. We're a smaller country than China, but we're very open. We're a consuming country as well. And rooibos is the number one tea being sold in South Africa now.
And how is performance so far in the Chinese market?
So it's been great. Obviously, we look at it from a sales point of view, and sales have been good. But now that I'm here and I'm really starting to understand the market, I realize that we have a lot of work to do. We need to improve our sales. We need to improve our education. I need to work on the brand. I believe that the opportunity for us is massive. And that's why we're here at this expo to obviously market the product and then also get an understanding. I'm not selling anything at the show. I'm just letting people taste. And I'm taking their feedback and I'm listening to what people are saying. and the response has been amazing. I'm very, very happy with the response thus far.
I just want you to know that you're doing the right thing because one of the customers just told me she's been traveling around, but she couldn't try anything local. But here she can try it, and it's
Yeah,
good. That's why
yeah,
she's now looking
yeah.
for this specific product.
If we're going to be selling food, for instance, we must be able to let people taste it. You know, as a South African, I know what it tastes like, but I can't sell it on my palate. I have to let you try it on your palate. So I've been making a lot of tea. I haven't made this much tea in my entire life, which is wonderful. And the children are enjoying it. The adults are enjoying it.
And how is performance here in the Chinese market for the past 5 years?
So it's been good. I think we are starting to find our place. People are recognizing the word fresh pack rooibos. Taobao obviously does an incredibly good job, and to get onto that platform is hard. So could we be better? Absolutely, we could be better. We're always striving to be better. I need more distribution and I need more education. So we're looking to do some marketing through some of your social media platforms, and hopefully that will then build a brand, which will then improve consumption of the tea.
Yes, and what attracts you to the Chinese market?
You know what attracts me to the Chinese market? Firstly, the size. I would be silly not to say that the China market is massive. You guys are a global power in the world, and your consumption is huge. So that's the first and foremost for any manufacturer. Secondly, the Chinese market is very open to new things. I've been very, very surprised at how resilient people are to change here. They're quite open to, not resilient, non-resilient to change, apologies, and are happy to try different things. A lot of markets I go into, we trade in 56 countries. They very much, I know what I know and I don't want to try anything else. Whereas in China, people are very open to new cuisines specifically. So different types of foods and different types of drinks. We do a lot of wine here into China as well. And people are very open to the South African wines. So we're loving how the product has been accepted. And we're also loving the fact that so many people are so excited about seeing new product. Even though we've been here 5 years, a lot of people are only seeing it for the first time. And that's very encouraging to me.
Chinese people are very open to change. They are quite adventurous. They are quite willing to try new things. This is a sharp observation that I couldn't agree more. During the short time I spent with Kevin, scores of Chinese visitors stopped by the South African pavilion to sample the rooibos tea, and many showed strong interest in future purchases. Some visitors didn't speak English, and Kevin doesn't speak Chinese, but they still managed to have real conversations and lots of laughter. And Kevin has found a number of distributors who are interested to build partnerships.
What have been some of your achievements by attending this expo so far?
So I came here with no expectations because I'm not selling. And also because I understand the Chinese market. I didn't want to come here with an expectation that suddenly I was going to meet 150 people buying from me. And I've met some really, really positive distribution opportunities. I've spoken to a lot of people, but I've got 4 to 5 people that I think I'm going to be able to take that conversation to the next step, which is super, super exciting for me. Our goal is to find people that want to become distributors of South African product, who have a distribution platform. And in the first 2 days, which was very much the business side of things, I made those connections. Today and tomorrow, obviously, it's open to the public. So today and tomorrow, it's the fun stuff. It's talking to the local Changsha people, and they can come in and enjoy themselves. And it's just been a wonderful experience all around.
And what else? I mean, what other South African products are on your list that you're going to introduce it to the Chinese?
So I haven't been sleeping because my brain has been going around and around. And I have 1,000 products available to me in South Africa. I've got a couple of ideas, and I'm going to let the distributors work with me. I think that they are going to be well received here, both from a price point of view, as well as a packaging point of view, which is very important to us, and then to taste.
What about you personally? How many times have you visited China?
Yeah. So I've been to China 3 times, but my first time to Changsha. And I just have to say, what a wonderfully warming country. The Hunan province is amazing. The food is delicious. It's a little hot. You do like your chilies, but it's been lovely. And the people have been incredible. I was having a conversation with a lady. She didn't speak English. I didn't speak Chinese. I have no idea what we were talking about, but we had a wonderful conversation. We hugged each other. She went her way. I went my way. So I've just loved the reception. We suddenly find ourselves being warmly welcomed, and we suddenly realize that our products are really well received. And I think that's very encouraging for a lot of the small, medium enterprise businesses that are here with me. We're part of a delegation from South Africa under the Department of Trade and Industry that has done a collaboration with the Chinese Trade and Industry Federation. And it's been an amazing experience for myself and my colleagues that have traveled from South Africa with their products.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about your delegation a little bit. I don't know how many are they and what products have they brought to this place?
Yeah, the overall conference is China and Africa trade opportunities. So there's a lot of Africa countries here. We are obviously South Africa. And our two governments arranged for a lot of small business owners that would never have this platform to be sponsored to come over to this event. We have come over here on our own bat to support them because we will obviously do a lot of their transportation. And we've got some guys selling beautiful homemade coffee, bespoke coffee. There's a couple of other rooibos tea brands. There's wine. There's wonderful hot sauce. There's a lot of skincare products. South Africa is very well known for skincare products. And we've got some clothing as well. So a lot of different products, but a lot of them are up-and-coming entrepreneurs that are building their business. And having an opportunity to be exposed to such a large platform certainly is going to give them a springboard forward.
Ning Shangui Alain Silouye from Côte d'Ivoire also came to the Expo for the first time. And it's his very first visit to China. Within just a few days, he's planning to open a cashew nut processing factory in China, impressed by the vast market potential.
Yes, it's my first time to come to China. Our country have selected some entrepreneurs to come to represent our country for the China African Trade and Economic Expo in Changsha. I've been selected because I've been in the sector for more than 20 years. So I have a lot of experience in processing cashew, cocoa, and many other agricultural products. So I have a good experience. So I think that is because of my experience I've been selected. I have a factory to process mango. I have a factory to process cashew nuts. To do dry mango and to process cashew nuts. I do export forward USA. I have a company in USA.
For Silouye, China offers more than just a large market. It also provides advanced agricultural technologies, which is vital for scaling up his business.
Because in my country there is a very large post-harvest waste, because our products are being waste because we don't have equipment to process our products. Like mango, maybe half of the production of mango is going to be waste because we don't have equipment to process it. So now we want to come to China to get some equipment, to light machinery, like presses, like dryers, to process our products in Africa. So we want to come in China and then be linked with equipment builders and market. China is the best place for us to get equipment and to get markets. In China we can have both market and equipment. But in USA, equipment, the price is very high. But in China, it is good price for us. It is a blooming market for us because I've seen the prices of my products. Like cashew nuts, the price is like 2 or 3 times the price in my country. I want to have an agreement with a province of local governments to set up a company to to process my products here and sell to India, Vietnam, and all over the world. Yes, that is my objective to come here. It's not to sell my product. It's to have a link with a province like Yunnan or Shanghai, anywhere.
For Rwanda coffee producer, Andrew Katara is no stranger to the Expo. This is his third time attending, and his coffee continues to gain popularity among Chinese consumers.
I was not the first one, but I started coming on the second one. Yeah, so
Back in 2021.
yes, that was my first. And today it's my third time coming here.
So tell me the differences. Like, for example, I think definitely you've been enjoying increasing popularity. That's why you keep coming, right?
Yes, that's right. I think because it's easy to meet familiar faces and people in the same sector. So it's building the brand, the credibility. It will help us to open more markets.
China is now one of the world's fastest growing coffee markets, with consumption increasing by 15% annually. In 2024, the market was valued at $3 billion and it's expected to reach $4.5 billion by 2030. Andrew, who studied in China, is deeply familiar with local culture and consumer behavior, and he sees huge potential for African coffee in this promising market.
This kind of products, I think, fit the China market. Personally, this is why I'm here, and we hope that this cooperation goes longer. I focus on the China market because I studied and lived in China for a while, so I'm more connected to the China market than any other.
China is now extending zero tariff treatment to 53 African countries with diplomatic ties. In the shifting global trade landscape, where many African exports face headwinds in the West, this access to the Chinese market is a game changer. At the Expo, I also spoke with Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Investment, Trade and Industry, Lee Kinyanjui. He expressed strong optimism about the new opportunities emerging from this policy.
We're very grateful for this opportunity that China has extended to 53 African countries, zero tariff and quota free, meaning we can be able to export to China as much as we can be able to produce. We therefore hope that we'll be able to align our economies, and I think even more importantly, revolutionize our production from agriculture to make sure now we go large scale, our cost of production, increase varieties, and also align to the global supply chains. We also hope that through this we'll be able to create employment for our young people, create food security, and also improve our foreign currency reserves. So I think it's a great opportunity, and we look forward. As Kenya, we want to take advantage of it. We'll be aligning our production. We produce coffee, tea, macadamia, and basically all the nuts crops. And we'll be working together with the farmers and producers to partly value add there and also align with the markets here.
The numbers from this year's Expo are impressive. 176 projects signed, worth $11.4 billion, up 46% in number and 11% in value compared with the previous edition. In total, 293 cooperation projects were announced, valued at $43 billion. Behind the big numbers are numerous small and meaningful stories. Stories of people like you and me, building connections across continents. And that brings to the end of this episode of China Africa Talk. Subscribe to our newsletter on CGTN website or on Substack to get the latest highlights and insights of our interview. Just search China Africa Talk. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.